Hello, everybody. If you are watching this video, I hope it is because you are going to be playing in one of the Breakfast Cult Fate Accelerated Sunday Fun Days on the Dot Lot. So I'm going to be recording a little video here from actually my office to walk you through the very brief and very simple process of building a character in this game. So what I'm going to do is share my screen. You'll be able to follow along the entirety watching this video, or you can watch it straight through and do it on your own afterwards. Whatever works best for you. There will also be a kind of light written guide. And the great thing is everything is that we need for this game is included inside of Roll20. That includes all of the game rules, sample characters, your character sheet, and the built-in roles that you're going to need. So first things first, you're going to want to locate the document where I have linked you, the Google Drive document, where I have linked you the document that has the Fate Accelerated book in it. You may want to take a look over it, but I will cover everything today as well. You may just want to have that open because I too will be referencing it. Actually, let me go ahead and open it. Okay, so let me share my screen with you. Share. Sharing my desktop. Okay. Let's not reopen that. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, so welcome to my life at work. Here we go. Okay, so when you log into Roll20, which you're going to need for this, you'll see the Breakfast Cult Sunday Fun Day. Should look a little like this. Super cute. Da, 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 there it is. You're going to want to launch the game. Now, I'm in as a GM, so I will switch over and be a player for just a second. Here we go. So let me do this as if I were a rejoin as a player. Okay, just so that you guys see. So first off, you're going to want to have a little bit of a background and an understanding of the game that we're playing. That Word document gives you that information. It's taking a second. But you should be able to kind of figure it out, which is that we're playing this very kind of Cthulhu-esque meets John Hughes style high school game. I'd liken it to Buffy, but instead of being set in 1994, it's set in 2097. Our game in particular. But when you're in as a player, it'll look a little like this. You're going to see your fate points and draws down here. We'll get to that later. But you have an entire when you click the newspaper at the top, you have an entire like giant section of things first, go claim a blank character sheet. Okay, leave the top one for me. Claim any that say copy. If there are none, please reach out to me and let me know, and I'll make sure to get some added. So you want to go ahead and claim one, and the best way to do that, I'm gonna actually, we'll edit this. Edit. You're gonna want to hit edit, and the blank character sheet should now read GM only. We'll just leave it like that, okay? And I'll save it, and you'll see it updates to GM only. All right, so pick one, name it. That way, all named ones obviously will not be messed with by other people or get lost. The next thing you want to do is learn a little bit about what we're doing. So this game is super duper cool. Again, called the Breakfast Cult, uses the Fate Accelerated system. Very simple. The long and short is that we're all at this Occultar Academy, which is kind of this top occult high school in the future. Occult has become this very dangerous mix of dark magics and sciences, kind of pseudo-y. So you have been sent to this school for your own safety because for whatever reason you have shown an acclamation towards these dangerous occult sciences. Yeah, so someone has committed a crime and you and your classmates are under suspicion. You may even have been thrown into detention. As you work to uncover the true culprit, you discover the truth. It's just the start of a chain of events that will lead to an Agent 1 awakening in the academy. So if you want to survive your university exams, you'll have to work together to find your clues, face the things in the shadows, and save the school from awakening evil, and hopefully figure out which of your classmates you can trust before it is too late. So our game is going to take place on a Sunday in detention. So I need all of you to decide how and why you're in detention. I may reach out to one, if not two of you, and give you a reason, but especially if you don't give me one, I will give you a reason to be in detention. But you need to tell me why your high school student, what they have done to land themselves in detention. The more drama, the better, too. So that will always be the prompt for the Sunday Fundays. How did your, just like the Breakfast Club, how did your character make it into detention? And if there's like a teacher you want to make up or something that fits your story really well, let's discuss it. I love the idea of collaborative world building. Okay, the next thing you want to do is just hit this orientation handbook. There's a little reading for this, only because the setting is so very weird, and I want to make sure that we're all coming into it on the same page. But I'll give you the kind of rough and dirty, but I do highly suggest you read this. So the first thing you're going to do is click on the Weird Age. The Weird Age explains to you what this like futuristic 2097 society is like, okay? So basically we're in a high-end information age where that is taken for granted, right? Kids grow up with technology and touch screens from being very, very small, okay, from young ages. I love this. Save icons still look like floppy disk. All your favorite dubstep beats are now the music of the granddads. The times have changed. Now it's all about the Weird Age. But it talks about occult science in this world, okay? What basically they discovered real magic. That was kind of the turning point when the Weird Age started. And this occult science, of course, as they put it, is science with the gloves off, knowing this magic now. It talks a little bit about how sorcery and rituals fit into the world. Please know that. Biggest and most important is that the Weird Age is a fantastic time of progress. Occult generators have solved many of the world's energy issues. Occult medicines have solved health problems. Governments are building giant robots. So there is, of course, always a catch. Too good to be true, right? The dangerous secrets. This is where you fit in. Because the occult is so dangerous. Most people know that already. The first half of the century when it was discovered was a little hectic, but in some corners of the world are still unsafe because of it. So the face of the world as we know it has changed because occult magics have come in. Yeah, so take a little peek at this. The biggest thing is that the public doesn't know that. The general public is unaware. And the world and government will do anything to keep it that way. It devotes entire departments to censorship, misinformation, licensing, and tracking sorcerers. So the moment, kind of like mutants, I guess, that you showed that you had magical abilities, they isolated you to this school. It's basically that or death. So please read this because it helps frame the world a little bit as to why you're at this school and how you want to build your character. So the Weird Age is the first one. The second one is actually about the academy itself. This one's significantly kind of shorter, but does prompt you into understanding the culture within the school itself, okay? There are multiple occult high schools, but this is by far the best one, top of the line. It lies on its own Occultar Island, so it's got its own kind of island, and you're not allowed to leave it. Okay, but other than that, student life's great. Curriculum, faculty, you get your own super cool hyper technology like installed dorm rooms. You know, all of your student run clubs and student councils and things get giant budgets to do incredible things. But in the midst of that, of course, is all of your regular high school drama, being overworked, doing homework, having to go to extra classes or tutor another student, dating, dances, all of those things. You do have regular medical and psychological assessments because the government's trying to keep tabs on you. And then there's the Occultar Student Network, or the OSN. Because you cannot publicly post out into the world on regular social media, the OSN is a private social media network for students on like an integrated database where you can share and do the same things you do on social media. You cannot share your occult life outside of the island. Those are some big things. Got that. Great. Now let's get to the fun part, which is the character building. Come on. There we go. All right, let me put my face over here. All right. So that's just orientation. Once you have claimed your character sheet, so here we go. Here I am. Boop, boop, doo. Boop. Boop. You're going to hit character creation. Now, the cool thing is that there's a lovely little written guide. So if you ever need to go back or try to remember something, everything inside of Roll20 is available to you, and it's basically clickable. I am going to ask that you stay out of the occult science the running occults breakfast club, running breakfast cult, because that's kind of my section. Please also stay out of items, and I don't know that for our games, because of how short they are, we're going to be able to do a lot of agendas, but we'll talk about it, and I'll see how much I can do and put in of that, but this is really meant for deeper campaigns. All right, so character creation 101. Love the art, super cute. Here's our little character creation. It talks about it, okay? First, you need an idea, okay? If you're unsure of the kind of character you want to play, they give this really cool thing called an entrance exam, which is a series of questions to help prompt you into building a character. What do you want out of the game? Is there anything you want to explore? If you want to go, more character specific, these are great for prompting your character. Is your character in any clubs? How do they feel about the academy life? These things help, because in Fate, everything is built off short phrases more than stats. So we'll get to that. Something called aspects. So once you've decided what your character is, it's time to describe them with some aspects, okay? There's a whole slew of character ideas. Oh no, did that not click? Oh, we had a whole bunch of them. Sample characters. You can look at all these sample characters. Like, you got tons of them to look at. So here, Laura Bailey, a former magical girl who got burned out and took up delinquency instead. Great character. She was a student at Neo-Tokyo International School until she met a mysterious alien named. So see, she's got this whole thing. This is literally basically what you'll be building. It's not a whole lot more than this. So I'm going to build one with you right now. All right. This student's going to be named, actually, here, I'll build myself, okay? My character's name is Chelsea. My student ID. I guess I'll have to copy it a couple times. Actually, I think this one gets edited in bio. Yeah, student ID. We'll leave the Z's. Maybe that'll be like our school thing. 43. I don't know. There we go. Just make up a number for all I care. So drop in your student ID, excuse me, and follow that up with, if you would like to, or have an image, you'd like to use, you can. I should create a token for you then. Not that it really matters that much, but you're welcome to. All right, in terms of your character sheet, once you have your student ID, you should be able to actually just copy it if you really want to, and fill it in as such. All right, things like your physical form, so red, blue, hang on. All right, sorry about that noise. All right, player name here. Oh, this is your character name. Well, my player name we'll say is Dot. All right, everybody starts with 3 refresh points and 3 fate points. Fate points is the currency system that you're going to be able to use to do special things beyond just your basic stat rolls. I'll explain further in a minute. Your refresh points are how many points after a given scene that you can potentially heal in so many terms. Okay. Now here's the fun stuff. This is where you can describe your character if there's something distinguishing, such as, I don't know, tattoos, scars, oddly colored eyes, whatever it is, okay? And then please check your blood type, because that might actually be important. The occult uses a lot of blood magic. So please make sure to choose your blood type. In this case, I am AV. I don't actually know, but I'm gonna say I am. All right, and then this is where we start describing ourselves. Everything is fate, and fate is built off something called aspects. And in Fate Accelerated, the most important ones are going to be your character aspects. The first one is your concept. This is your uh, this is your big idea, a single phrase that really encaptures and encompasses you. If you need a better explanation, we can take a look at, yes, here we go, talents. Oh no, that's not what I want. I thought they had a, I guess they don't. Oh, yes, they do. It's right here in front of me. Okay, so under Character Creation 101, it'll say aspects. Once you have your character idea, this should kind of flow pretty easy. I'm literally making High School Dot. This is before I was known as Dot, so I'm High School Chelsea. High School Chelsea's high concept probably would be like band nerd with an attitude. That's probably the best high concept I could think of. But it sums up your character's deal in one short phrase. You could be the new kid. You could be the class clown. Usually you kind of define yourself and then you add some kind of adjective to that. So in this case, you could be the hyperactive new kid or the shifty class clown, as they give examples here. I like band nerd with an attitude. Same difference, right? Next, you're going to pick your talent, okay? Your talent aspect is a specific skill, hobby, or occupation that your character is great at. This is the thing that really makes them special. If the concept defines them, the talent makes them special. Okay, so this is also a short phrase. This can include a hook like how your character feels about it. I'm more than just the cat whisperer, which is especially handy if you already mentioned your talent in your concept. So you can do that too, if you can manage to mention it. In this case, you can also click this talents table and it'll bring up some more information about talents and how they're actually used, which I think is important. So at any point during the game, or really once per scene, I'm sorry, you can invoke your talent aspect, which allows you to flip your dice. In Fate, we use something called fudge die, and if you open up this handy table, I'm so sorry, if you scroll over your mouse here to the left, and you see the dice table up here, down here says fudge. Any base roll in Fate is always done with 4 fudge die. Boop. 4 fudge die, there they are. Okay, now in this case, it wouldn't make a difference. So I'm gonna roll again to see if I can find a really good example. Let's roll again. Not a good example. I need a bad roll. Give me a bad roll. Perfect, that's a really bad roll. So -2. So basically it rolls 4 6-sided dice, but instead of numbers, it has plus, minuses, and a 0 on it. And then you average them. So in this case, I got a 0, and a negative, equaling -2. Let's say my talent is my talent is ooh what's a good talent? Can talk her way out of anything. And then I might change that again to say so if she can, if high school Chelsea can talk her way out of anything, she has a talent for well, we'll leave it at that. I might shorten that down, but I like it. She can talk her way out of anything. All right, so that's my talent. So if I rolled this and I was trying to talk my way out of something and I rolled really poorly on my roll, I can invoke my talent once per scene to flip these dice. So the negatives now become positive. So they give a really cool thing in the talents, like example using Sherlock Holmes, which I think is really cool. So once per scene, when you invoke your talent aspect, you can flip the dice. To use this power, you must describe how you turn disaster into victory. And this is what I love about Fate. It is about storytelling. So when you flip these dice using your talent, how do you do that? You can still fail at your talent. Sometimes flipping won't help. Sometimes you've already used it in the scene. That's okay. Okay? If you can work out an appropriate success at a cost with GM and you can't or don't want to invoke, just roll it and move on. Okay? The talent power is optional. If your group would rather avoid it, we're not. I like the talent. Everybody's going to have a talent. Pick one. They give another example here for Sherlock Holmes, which I'm not going to go through, but well worth reading. Okay. Next up is your student aspect. Describes something that motivates most of your character. I'm so sorry. Describe something important about your place in the academy, a subject you're good at, a reputation with your classmates, a specific relationship. The drama queen, which is basically a theater student, right? Everybody knew me as the drama queen. There it is. Okay, so that's my student aspect, which can also be played upon. This is a good place to define it. And then you have your drive. What is something that motivates most of your character actions? Is it curiosity, the need for recognition, a terrible fear? What helps drive them to take action? It can be a source of strength, a cause of trouble, or both. So I like to call this the trouble concept, but I like drive too. So it's just something that's important to them. So for me, it was getting out of a small town. So getting out of a small town mindset. I left a small town and I wanted to, when I went to college, in this case, you know, in high school, all I wanted to do was go experience the world. I could also say that, you know, the thing that drives me is experience. Yeah, experiences. Yeah. And then if you are feeling saucy and you feel like there's something about your character that just didn't fit any of these, but you've just got to say it, you can always take a free aspect. Okay. This is an aspect you can give your character that you don't already have, or that you have already. Okay. Now this is something that you've got that I'm going to explain in terms of the dice rolling. This is your stats. They call them approaches in this game in particular. And this is where you stat your character. In this game, because we're in school, they do it on an ABCD scale. But right here, this is why you need this character creation guide open. Oops. Right here. You can see it, 1 rated at A. Here they are. These are your approaches. Are you careful, clever, flashy, forceful, quick, or sneaky? You get 1 at a +3. You get 2 at a B, 1 at a C, and 1 at a D. So I'm going to be real. Yep. So this will be my 0. My sneak is going to be my sneaky. I think I'm going to put, I'll tell you, High School Dot was pretty clever. Actually, no, High School Dot was kind of sneaky, but she was not very flashy. I would say I got a 2. What am I missing? 2 1s and 2. Okay. I'll go ahead and tell you I was quick because I ran track. What up? But I was also extremely careful because I was clever. And yeah, so there I am. There, I just statted myself in high school. So 1 at 3, 2 2s, 2 1s, and a 0. Now, during the game, everything that I'm going to ask you to roll is going to be based off one of these. Are you being careful, clever, flashy, forceful, quick, or sneaky? So let's say I was trying to be sneaky at doing something, whether that's physically sneaky or I'm trying to deceive someone, but you're being sneaky. I can just hit this roll right here. Let's say to top it off, I added a bonus of some kind. So we'll say I can type that in and I will submit. Okay. And then it tells me how I did, and I can see it by rolling over. You can see that little rollover right there. It says 4 DF. Those are my 4 fate die were rolled. I got 2 negatives, 2 zeros, and then 2 1s, which is strange because it didn't add the 1s. Oh, yeah, it did, because that comes out to -2 and then 2 1s is 0. I can math. Okay, so roll another one. Let's say I'm being clever at something, but I don't get any bonuses. There you go. I got a grade 4. That's pretty doggone good. Cool. Simple as that. Next up, your character is going to have 3 stunts. Okay. Stunts are something that is very specific to Fate Core. These are kind of special things that your character can do. If you actually open up your Fate Core PDF, which I'm going to do right now, You can take a look at, I believe they do stunts in making a character. Yeah. We went through this high concept law. This is important. Here's the ladder. So you can see kind of on the scale, this is the average roll will be somewhere between -2 and 8. Okay. Stunts. Okay. Stunt is a special trait that changes the way an approach works for your character. Right. This is something that is defining of your character and allows them to change the situation because of it. It helps how they, I said, approach something. In our game, a stunt will always give you a bonus of +2 to a certain approach when used with particular action under certain specific circumstances, right? So if we look at our character sheet, anytime you roll one of these, you potentially could have a stunt that will give you a +2 to it, but it's going to cost you, right? So let's, I don't need this closing. Okay. We'll talk about stunts. Stunts are on page 31. Oops. Yes, I know. That's not what I meant. Okay. Stunts. Okay. Stunts are also done in a short phrase. Stunts are tricks, maneuvers, techniques, abilities that your character has and how they approach work for your character. Okay. Generally, this means you get a bonus in certain situations. This is a great place if you do have some kind of special ability or power, might be a great place to put it. So I guess if we were thinking Chelsea was going to an occult academy, what powers would I have or what abilities? Okay, they give you some stuff to hit the bottom. Because I describe something that you're exceptional, I have a cool bit of gear, I get a +2 when you are going to use this template to build these stunts. Okay, so I'm going to show you by simply copying and pasting this in. All right, so stunt 1 for Chelsea. Kind of comes out a little weird, but I'll deal with that. Okay, so first one, I'll do 2 of these instead of all 3, but I'll do 2 for time. Because I am, all right, so I'm clever. Actually, that's pretty good because I am a smooth talker. I was a super smooth talker. Because we'll keep that actually. Because I am a smooth talker, I get a +2 when I sneakily create advantages when I'm in conversation with someone. And I could change that a little bit. I could say, okay, I sneakily create advantages when I'm flirting with boys. Or I sneakily create advantages when I'm in conversation. Now, in this case, sneaky is not my highest one, but it's something I could keep. I'm probably going to want to build a stunt off of my highest one, so being clever. Excuse me. So let's see what I can't do really quick for that tomorrow. Perfect. The next one's clever. So I like these. I'll copy. This is kind of how you further define your character. All right. So because, and again, I want you to use this template. You will get +2. There is no changes to that for any reason. Okay. Because I am a strategic thinker is what I think. I get a +2 when I cleverly overcome obstacles. I am presented, when I am presented with a puzzle, riddle, or similar conundrum. This is high school, so I'm going to make it, I mean, this is really vague and I could keep it, but I think I get a +2 when I cleverly overcome, let's make this more specific. When I cleverly overcome social obstacles that I am presented. When I cleverly overcome social obstacles, I just hate the way that was worded. Such a social obstacles. Here we go. This is it. Because I'm a strategic thinker, I get a +2 when I cleverly overcome social obstacles, deception, deceptions, or similar conundrums. There we go. All right. I think I like that better. Seems more fitting. Also very Dot. Okay, high school Dot was not a great person. So here's someone if you want to be, so forcefully is going to be used for your combat. So if you want to be a fighter, because I have a big kite shield, I get a +2 when I forcefully defend when I use my shield in close combat. Okay. So forth and so on. I think I might do all right. Next up, this is the agenda section. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's go over the hope track. Okay. As usual for fate characters, you also get what we call a stress track. Here it is. This is how we track damage, because damage can be both done physically and mentally to a character. It's not tracked the way that you track any other. Okay, I'll go ahead and tell you that. Like any other damage bar or XP. I'm sorry, not XP, HP. So as usual for fate characters, you get your stress track, okay? Which we call the hope track in this game right here, 1, 2, and 3, because you're gonna need it. Plus your usual 3 consequences. You start every session with 3 fate points, all right? If you want to read more, excuse me, about the stress track, you can do so in the PDF. I will obviously explain it further to you. Let's see if it's here. I feel like it should be. Excuse me. I'm having a hard time with this cough this morning. Usually they'll talk about stress. What is stress? Here it is. All right. So stress, okay. When you take a hit, you check a stress box, and that box absorbs a number of shifts equal to its number. So in this case, the first box can absorb 1 shift of damage. But let's say I get hit with 3 shifts of damage. I can choose to take just the 3 shift box, or I can check both the 1 and the 2. I wonder how it marks it. Yeah, so that's how I would do it. Okay? By dropping X's in there as you check them. So I can say, okay, I'm taking 3 shift damage. I have to figure out how to mitigate that. So more than likely, I'm actually going to do this and take the 3, leaving me 2 additional boxes for lower, at least a few other bits of damage. Let's see how they explain it. You can only check 1 stress box for any single hit, but you can check a stress box and take a more, oh, I'm sorry. That is my bad. You cannot do that. So let's say I take 3, but I don't, let's say I'm in this position right here, and I take 3, been in this big combat and I take 3 stress. I can check this off, but I still have 1 point of that shift that I need to do something with, which means it's going to have to come down into a consequence. And that one thing may be the difference between consequences and your hope is that consequences are more permanent. A mild thing may heal in a few days, maybe a sprained ankle, a bad burn, something like that. Your medium and severe are going to be a little bit tougher. Medium may heal over a period of time. Severe is probably permanent damage, loss of an eye, a limb. Sometimes not that extreme, but could be. So what was I saying? So I only had this box open. I took 3 shift. I'm going to go ahead and mark it out. Okay. And then under my consequences, I'm going to have to fill this in. And I, as the GM, will tell you kind of what happens. And then we're going to literally label this. So let's say in this combat, I had been like, I don't know, I got into a cat fight in the hallway with another girl. And we're duking it out. Oh no, that's not how you spell receding. Receding hairline. The girl rips out a giant chunk of my hair, which now makes it look like I have a receding hairline where she ripped it out. Permanent, but not the most permanent thing ever. Okay, there's that example of very quickly how that works. Okay. If you would like to read the agenda section, please do. Basically, agendas are kind of a secret that you and the GM hold together. It's usually this motivating aspect of like, I want to kill someone, or I have a dream of doing a piece of dark magic, but it's something that is done in secret. You come up with your agendas and then you discuss it with the GM of how it fits in. If there is an agenda you'd like to consider, please let me know. But again, remember, this game is going to take place in a 3-hour time slot. It will take place in a non-school day. So on a Sunday and detention, things to consider in terms of if you're adding an agenda, because if it cannot directly fit into the story, I'll be honest with you and let you know. You can still have the agenda. I just don't know that we'll get to it. So, okay. All right. There's a character. That's it. So go over it very quickly. You fill everything in. 5'3". Okay. I got in high school. I don't know. I probably weighed like 112. Okay. Any kind of distinguishing things that you want to put in. All right. Your high concept, single phrase that defines who you are. Your talent, just what it sounds like. What is the thing that you're amazing or great at? Student, what defines you to the student body or within this very giant school? What are your experiences? Or I'm sorry, what is your drive? In this case, my character is gaining experiences. Okay. Then you're going to come down and you're going to put in 3 stunts. I only filled in 2 here. I'm wondering if we don't pull up, let's pull up another character and see what some of them did for characters. All right, here's his. He's a backwoods sculptor. His talent is hungry polymorph. He's a cult history fan. That's kind of his whole thing here at school. His drive is traditions, not technology. And he took an extra one that says humble family man. This is him right here. I don't understand the tan line, but it's fine. Maynard Clayhorn. And so see how they named it? Heart of Steel. When someone's attacked physically in Maynard's zone, he could spend a fate point to redirect the attack to himself. He defends against the attack at a +1. So these are a little bit more specific, and you can see. If you see one that you like in one of the sample characters, feel free to kind of copy it over, but I will probably go back through, and everything is going to come out to be a adding +2 to make the game a little bit more simple. So for example, here, if you took Heart of Glint Steel, when someone's attacked physically in your zone, he can spend a fate point. All stunts will require a fate point spent. Can he spend a fate point to redirect the attack at himself? He defends against the attack at a +1. Excuse the phone ringing. Cool. I think that's it. Those are the big things. We could take a look very quickly at another character. It's not my phone, right? Answer it. Let's see. Here's Ren. All right. Ren is a totally ordinary student with no special abilities, average marks, mediocre occult talent. The Foundation, and I suggest if you want to, you could read the section on the Foundation. The Foundation is the government entity that controls the occult high schools, oversees them. They're the ones that run your medical examinations. They're the ones that call the shots. Concept, ordinary high school student. Talent, a weirdness magnet. Now that's a great talent. Okay, here we go. Bystander. When Ren uses a turn to tell an ally to do something weird and dangerous, they get a +2. So again, I'm going to change everything to be a +2 bonus because it's going to make my life easier as all of you shift and come in and out. All right. So take some time, fill in your character sheet. Feel free to discuss in the channels that I have put you in, whether it's Twitter or Discord, where you and your crew for your Sunday are discussing. It's great to consider how you know everyone and what your relationship is both with the school. Are you new? Have you been here a while? What grade are you in? Of course, 4 years. And then, of course, the big one. What put you in detention? You know what? Just for the fun of it. Oh, I'm not in a GM. I'm going to write that question. How or why did you end up in detention? The best way to do this is going to be to put it on your character sheet if you want to write it down. Under bio and info, there's this whole section right here, right, that you can put in right there. Cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There are lots of different things. I'm going to be using everything here. So you can see there's a campus directory if you want to know more about the island and what's on the island, because it's not just the school. There are other things, mountains and bays and all kinds of stuff. There's a campus directory right here. You can see what is on the academy grounds. Okay, so just know I know this information. I have read this. You're not required to. I promise I will always prompt you and give you the information that you need to tell the story. But if you would like to know a little bit more or want to like find your favorite place on campus or figure out where you fit, reading some of this information about under the campus directory is very helpful. I would like you to avoid beneath the academy. Okay, there is a basement, and you know that, to the school, but you're not allowed down there. Anything else? You might want to take a look if you do practice the occult. You're not just a normal student, you do practice the occult. There is, under occult sciences, this occult stunts, and you can look at some of these stunts. I will accept these stunts if you go pretty much as they are. Okay, some of these are pretty cool, like that. +1 to flashily attacking and creating advantages with electrokinesis. I would take, like, if you don't want to do electrokinesis, but flashy attacking and creating advantages with, oh, I don't know, any occult thing that you can possibly think of. I'm pretty open to this, and so much of fate is like not me defining it for you. It's not about choosing from a chart or a predefined character like class. It's about you defining the character based on the things that you fill in, the aspects and the things, the stunts that make them unique. I'm very excited to be playing this game with everybody. If you have questions, you know how to find me. DM me, Twitter, Discord, or drop into the Discord chat for Sunday Funday and drop your question in there, because if I can't answer it, I'm sure somebody else in the dot lot can. Okay. Cool. I think that's it for me. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. There we go. And now it's just me again. Great. So yeah, get to building those characters, grab a character sheet, and if there are no blank ones, please make sure to let me know. And I look forward to our gaming at the Occultar Academy. I will see you guys on Sunday Funday.